Might I ask how you learned mixing and if you have any tips for beginners? You did so well today and you inspired me to try and better my mixing skills. Okay, let's get a little bit technical. I first learned, when I first wanted to make music, I did not know what mixing was. I just had the first way that I ever made music was in a program called Anvil Studio. And essentially what it did is you made music in MIDI using the built-in MIDI samples that come pre-installed with Windows, I believe. So I had no concept of mixing other than changing volume levels. But when I got a little bit older, I found out about DAWs or DAWs or digital audio workstations. Originally, I didn't understand anything of it. I started just singing over music, like instrumentals. And how do I say this? I always wondered why does my vocals not sound like they belong? Why does it not sound good? So I didn't quite understand why. But then when I just randomly put a reverb effect on my vocals, all of a sudden, they didn't fit well in the mix because I didn't do anything else to the vocals. It fit a lot better. And that's when I understood, oh, you gotta do things to the vocals in order to make them fit. So then I started watching YouTube tutorials. I tried a few different DAWs to see which one I liked the best, and I ended up with a DAW called Reaper, highly recommended by the way. A lot of people say that it's a little bit of a steep learning curve, which to some degree is true, but if you just wanna, it's essentially a better alternative to Audacity, because Audacity can be a little bit finicky at times. If you're just looking to record vocals, for example. But yeah, then I just looked at a bunch of YouTube tutorials about equalization, compression, and how a lot of pros do things. There was a lot of guesswork. A lot of mixing is essentially developing your ear so that it understands what is pleasant and what is unpleasant, which takes time, unfortunately. But as long as you mix with your ears instead of your eyes, because looking at meters and everything is very tempting, because we as humans are a visual species. But as long as you use your ears and you think you like what you're hearing, then just keep doing that over and over. I had to make a lot of terrible sounding mixes before I made something that sounded decent. You're a fast learner? No. It did not go fast. I was terrible for years before I made anything that I would consider palatable today. Are you entirely self-taught? Yes. But yeah, the number one rule in mixing is if it sounds good, then it's right. Doesn't matter how you get there. Some people say you should never EQ before compression, or you should always EQ before compression. And there's no right answer. As long as it sounds good, then it's right. If it sounds right, it's right. If it sounds good, it's good. That's the number one rule. If it sounds good, then it doesn't matter how you got there. If you also want to practice, you can get files to practice with online. You can find sessions or multitracks or stems that you can download and attempt to mix yourself. That's how I got started with instrumentals. I found various stems and multitracks for songs online, and I started practicing with them, and I was terrible in the beginning. But because I got the opportunity to play with those things before I had the ability to record any of that stuff myself, it helped develop my skills and my ear for things. So yeah, that's a little bit of mixing rambling. What music program do you use now? I still use Reaper.